Straight into the man right here.
What's up?
Miami's like that.
Yeah.
It's a movie.
Prison warden just caught Diddy trying to escape jail, and the streets ain't ready for who allegedly tried to help him. Word is, this wasn't some random, desperate move. Somebody on the outside still had connections and was willing to take the risk. If the reports hold up, the man who once controlled every room is still pulling strings from behind the walls. Now, if you've been paying attention to Hollywood lately, then none of this should really come as a surprise. For months now, there's been quiet but persistent talk about Diddy's worsening condition inside jail. We're talking about some health challenges getting DLs with inmates locked down in solitary confinement, the body looking thinner and grayer, staff confirmation of an outbreak tied to activity on the floor, maggot trays, groupie energy in the dorms, the same reckless pattern from the free world continuing behind the gates.
You know what I'm saying? So that's why he wanted to get out, so bad. But I think that they're gonna railroad Diddy. Do I think that they're maggots in the food? I mean, I won't trust anything when you of the stature of Diddy. Do I think they give every inmate maggot food? Probably not.
Right. According to you, the inmates are fighting over making his bed.
Yep.
Well, I got a phone call yesterday that Diddy was placed in solitary confinement because he beat up a man. I was told, literally, the phone call was, hey, Diddy choked the man out. He was placed in solitary confinement yesterday, July 23rd, around 4 o'clock p.m. And he'll be there for at least 30 days is what I was told. I reached out to Diddy's team. At the time, they knew I was calling, but they still trying to figure it out. They said that they don't know either way, but they didn't dispute my phone call.
What happened, though?
So all that I know and all that was mentioned to me, I don't know every detail. Literally, though, I said why. They said, sometimes people think that they can play with him. And I don't know if it's because of all of the reporting around the case or if it's because he's a big celebrity and, they think that he's used to being, protected. But I was told people think that they can play with him, and we've told people don't think that. And
I told people 1,000,001 times.
Yesterday,
Diddy
he
is
had to
not
demonstrate.
a sucker.
Allegedly.
I mean, we laugh at Diddy and all that, but Diddy's not a sucker. I've seen Diddy grab people, yoke people up in clubs, with security there. Diddy's no sucker. Diddy's he's with all the ish.
And now the prison warden is claiming he caught Diddy trying to flee the facility. Not a rumor, not some online speculation. A real attempt, and the question that has the streets locked in is simple. Who tried to help him make it happen? The answer the warden is putting forward points directly at two names that never completely walked away. Stevie J and Cuba Gooding Jr. While half the industry went quiet and the other half started posting that no Diddy energy, these two remained in the mix. And according to the talk coming from the facility, that loyalty went beyond public statements. Somebody on the outside was still moving pieces. Let's start with Stevie J because his connection runs deeper than most. Stevie is bad boy DNA. He was there during the golden era producing the hits, sitting in the rooms where the real decisions were made. When the feds raided the properties and the charges came down, most people created distance. Stevie doubled down, went online, did the interviews, called Diddy's family, and defended him publicly when it wasn't popular to do so.
You're hanging out with Diddy in his mansion in Miami, and Homeland Security rushes in while you're there.
While I'm there, Dolo.
You're there by yourself.
Yeah. With he has some employees there. And
Yeah.
stuff. Yeah.
So suddenly there's red dots all over your shirt.
Yeah. I'm like, damn, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying?
That kind of loyalty raised eyebrows right from the start. Lil Rod's lawsuit already portrayed Stevie as more than just an associate. Claims say he helped arrange escorts for some of those late-night events, handling the logistics while Diddy remained insulated. There were even whispers about leaked clips allegedly showing Stevie taking part in the same gatherings now facing federal scrutiny. Yet Stevie stayed vocal, unafraid, almost too comfortable.
Hopefully the truth will prevail.
Yeah. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we got to just see how it plays out.
Yeah.
I'm never going to stop being there for someone I consider to be a friend to me.
As you should.
I'm not going to turn my back. And it's like, I've been scrutinized just by being a friend. I guess someone never had a true friend before.
And that's why the streets are asking whether that confidence is genuine loyalty or fear disguised as family. Because when the warden says somebody on the outside was helping with an escape attempt, Stevie's name is one of the first to surface. The next name circling the block is Cuba Gooding Jr. Cuba and Diddy have been spotted together for years, smiling at events, taking out trips, and going on industry vacations. The connection seemed casual until Lil Rod's lawsuit placed Cuba's name in the paperwork. According to the complaint, Diddy introduced Lil Rod to Cuba during a yacht trip in the Virgin Islands. What followed, Rod alleges, crossed serious boundaries. Unwanted touching, repeated advances, ignored boundaries. Cuba denied all the allegations, saying he woke up to a nightmare headline he never saw coming.
You fully escape it though, like your name, for example, was mentioned in the Diddy case.
Which was the most ridiculous thing ever.
Because you barely know
This is the
right?
most ridiculous thing ever. But again, welcome to being a celebrity. Welcome to my world.
But the public reaction wasn't sympathy, it was suspicion. Especially when Cuba publicly offered prayers and support for Diddy right before the sentencing. At a moment when most people were creating distance, Cuba leaned closer. And, in the court of public opinion, that kind of timing doesn't look accidental. When the warden starts talking about outside assistance with an escape attempt, Cuba's name beside Stevie's makes the streets take another look. Now, place that loyalty next to the people who went silent, and the picture gets clearer. Joe Rogan broke it down months ago. Certain celebrities went completely silent when it was time to testify against Diddy. Not simply because of fear, but because of self-preservation. Too many powerful names are connected to the same world, and speaking out could mean exposing themselves. 50 Cent has been hinting at the same thing from the beginning, making it clear he's one of the few willing to speak while everyone else stays quiet. The silence might be saying more than any testimony ever could.
I think there's so many powerful people that are on those lists. There's so many powerful people that went and partied. Air quotes, partied. And how many of them went to the Diddy parties? Have you been paying attention to the trial?
Oh, yeah.
Trials.
To ask questions like, were their decisions colored by certain things, and who got the benefit of the doubt, you know, in that courtroom?
Do you think that hip-hop culture was on trial as much as Sean Combs was?
Look, if I didn't say anything, you would interpret it as the hip-hop is fine with his behaviors. There's no one else being vocal. So you would look at it and just say, because that mind your business, or let me not say nothing about nothing, or those things, it would allow the entire culture to register as if they're for that.
Take Meek Mill, for example. For years, the rumors surrounding Meek and Diddy were relentless. Claims said he was one of the favorites, matching outfits, vacations, poolside clips looking way too comfortable. Meek denied everything loudly, jumped onto the no Diddy rhetoric online, went on emotional rants about being a real king from the trenches, and blamed bots and campaigns for trying to drag his name. He even threatened people discussing it, but the internet wasn't convinced. Folks said it didn't sound like confidence, but damage control. Then the audio leaks started circulating, allegedly showing intimate energy between him and Diddy. If that recording is real, it explains the silence, panic, and sudden distance. When the heat got serious, Meek created space. Stevie and Cuba stayed close enough that the warden is now naming them in connection with an escape attempt.
Yo, wait a minute.
Like, everybody was passed out. Yo, Diddy had that man in the room. Look, yes, I put my ear to the fucking door and I brought the phone because Diddy started going in overdrive. I ain't know what the was going on, but I just heard balls slapping against ass cheeks. I heard niggas struggling to take. I heard being like, yeah, daddy. Like when he started all that daddy this and daddy that, and then I heard some hollering and struggling. Like, yeah, I kept the phone there and I recorded all this shit because I was like,
yeah. Happy birthday, Cosmo. Happy birthday.
Yo, Sal, what's up?
Yeah, y'all already know we playing out this. Let's real life.
Real life.
You know, Diddy gang, Meek Mill in real life. Don't ever disrespect me, you heard?
Meek. Yeah, Meek.
Usher's story falls into that same quiet category. He lived with Diddy as a teenager. For years, he spoke carefully about that period, saying what he witnessed was disturbing. Then he hinted that he would never let his own children experience what he went through. At the time, those comments sounded vague. Now, they sound more like regret. He too stayed away from Diddy like a plague.
To New York City. and I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year.
That's the crazy thing. Now, that was L.A. Reid's idea, right? We're sending you
New
over
York
to something
City.
called Puffy Flavor Camp.
There you go.
To learn
Flavor Camp?
Yeah,
Flavor
that's what it
Camp.
was called. And you're going to go to Puff Daddy's. He's going
In the 90s, do you understand what that's like?
Puffy's place was like just filled with chicks and orgying like nonstop.
Hey, it was curious. I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it. And it was but I don't know if I could indulge and understand what I was even looking at. It was pretty wild.
Would you ever send your kid to Puffy Camp?
Hell no.
Naomi Campbell, whose name comes up whenever the private island and elite guest list discussions begin. Jay-Z, who moved like Diddy's twin mogul for years until the Rico heat arrived, and he suddenly went quiet. All of them have reasons to stay silent. Stevie and Cuba didn't take that route, and now the prison warden is claiming that decision may have gone beyond public support into actual assistance with an escape attempt.
What's that? That's Mauve King?
Niggas feeling marvelous.
You gotta get the shoes though. Y'all know what it is.
Who is Sean approved from the world of entertainment?
There's only one person.
Oh, go on.
And I call him Sean. That's Jay-Z. We call each other Sean.
Okay.
Yeah. Nobody else could call me Sean.
He's
You
the
know,
only person
there's
who's
not a
Sean
single-
approved.
There's not a single person that
Outside
should be,
of family?
That should be outside of my mother.
Okay, just
They should be calling me. Yeah, they should be calling me Sean.
The conditions inside only make the desperation seem more understandable. The health challenges the warden already confirmed, his body breaking down, the groupie energy, his solitary stretch after the latest confrontation, the isolation after Clav Davis was gone, and the outside cover grew thinner. A man who once controlled every room now sitting under constant watch, dealing with the diagnosis the facility itself is monitoring, and still searching for a way out. The attempt failed. The warden caught it, but the fact that it happened at all, and that two names who never completely walked away are being linked to the help, is what has the streets locked in. And the online community. Trust them not to stay quiet. One user mockingly said he used baby oil to slide through the bars. Another wrote, he's got white hair, can't get hair dye in jail. Others are asking, what else is hidden inside those outside connections that made an escape attempt even possible? And if the warden is naming Stevie J and Cuba as the ones who allegedly tried to help, how much longer before the full list of people who still answer the phone becomes impossible to ignore? Now, over to you. Drop your thoughts in the comments and make sure to hit that like and subscribe button because this story is far from over.